This time is how to shoot cannons better. First part. Number 1. Know your cannon types and specs. There are a lot of information, but focus on these two first. The first thing is reticle range, usually around 1 kilometer, 0.6 or 7 miles. Check your target distance and shoot a little bit earlier, like 0.1 kilometer or miles before. Especially head-to-head or face-to-face situation, you don't have enough time for overheat. I would start shooting like 0.3 kilometer or miles earlier. Even not head-to-head situation, you can deliver damages to the enemy out of theoretical range. And actually, it helps quick aiming in advance when you reach to the range. So unless you expect enough time for overheat, shoot a little bit earlier, but not too early because you get overheat. The second thing is precision or assault type. If you click the information eye icon, you can read about those two types, precision and assault. If you just started this game, most of your jets have precision type. Also, you can see long explanation, but the key point here is spin-up time. Spin-up time is usually 1.2 or 3 seconds. So when you use assault type, you should start your cannon about a second earlier than precision type. But you can't remember all the jet specs. Another tip here is you can see the different reticles on your in-game screen. You can see plus shape or circle shape based on your cannon type. If these stories are too much for you, at least remember that you should start shooting your circle-shaped cannon 1 second earlier than your plus-shaped cannon. Number 2. Align centers of your reticle and the target. If you use cannon assist and shoot cannon, you would have screens like this. But in this situation, you are losing some damage to the target. The ideal status would be like this. Centers of your reticle and the target are aligned. To make this, you should compensate, like microcontrol. But this is difficult, and most of the times you would move too much and pass the center. Then you should compensate the other way again. Still, it's better to move a little bit than just staying at the border of the target. Even the movement is round trip between left and right or up and down. But still, your reticle should stay in the target. So you need some practice for this.
This time is how to shoot cannons better, second part. Number 3, check enemy jet, distance and direction. If you have practiced the previous 2 points, now it's a matter of your selection. Based on enemy jet, distance and direction, you should select the best target from your radar. If your enemy is in attackers and flying to you, most of the case you would get killed soon anyway, so it's not a good target. Also, when it's too far and running away from you, it's also not an ideal target. You should look around first and select others before you chase it. And I wouldn't recommend to chase it that much. And if it's too close and passed you by, also not ideal. You may not catch its tail and it takes long. You may switch to another one and kill it faster than the closest one. The first ideal target would be the enemy running away from you, but in your ideal cannon range. I don't think I need to explain about this because it is the Dead Six. The second ideal target would be the enemy flying in front of you from side to side. You can change your speed and direction and catch the tail, or keep shooting each side based on its movement. The last ideal target is the enemy fixated to your wingman or control points. If you can read the radar properly, you can expect its movement and kill it. But the radar is not everything. You can see more information with your main screen, such as altitude, or ascending, descending, or HP. So you may still change your target. Let's see some radar. This one is clear. The first one is the target in a head-to-head situation, and it's not an attacker. I would just check that the most right jet would be my first target here. Here, red number 2 is a good target, which you can catch the tail. If there wasn't number 2, number 1 is still a fine target to try. Here, red number 2 is also not bad, but if it was closer with the same angle, that would be too close. So I would rather go for red number 5 because it's fixated to yellow number 5 in a proper range. However, red number 2 here is not too close, and it's also fixated to yellow number 3, so it's a good target. Let's see some video. First, this is the reason I told you the last time that you should shoot a little bit farther than your reticle range. You can actually see the enemy jet is still far, like 1 kilometer away, and but still I was able to kill it even before the proper target uh, sign on the screen. And the second one is the first two radars we saw. And I chose the first one, right one here. And the second one. And honestly, I missed this delta dart on radar. So you can see that I switched my target from second to third. I may have been able to finish the second target if I didn't have the overheat. But anyway, this is the story I told you. Based on the main screen, you still may change your target. So this one was fine. And after this, I thought I lost the track of number 2 and I focused on number 1. That can be also I was fixated, so to say. And now on this main screen, I realized the delta dart would be the better target, so I switch here. And this is the result of poor cannon shooting. So I read the radar properly, and also I saw the bullets coming from the enemy. So I expected the enemy Falcon well here, and actually aimed fine here. But you can see my reticle doesn't align that much with the target, the round target. So it took too long to finish it actually. And because of it, I gave my tail to the enemy and got killed. So if I have aligned well enough and kill it faster, quickly, then the situation would be totally different. A few seconds or less than a second here is really important and change all the situation. And for the last, if you practice all these tips and you should perform all these with missiles, maneuver, and evasion together. Cannons and missiles together, and with the radar and try to help your wingman number one. I couldn't save him, but still I can finish. Revenge, like Avenger. And select a target from the radar here already. Like number 3, I guess. Yeah. And shooting and flare and evasion at the same time. And check the target here again. I wasn't sure, but I was able to finish this. And also follow this. And heal first, but I found another target, so switch to target. And like flare and evasion again. Then I found another target, which is from side to side, so I kill it first before my heal. And also I can see this is coming. So finally I'm dead, but I made more than ace here, I think. 7 kills, 8 kills. So this is how to perform my tips with other maneuvering and missiles and evasion together.